right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's Dave. It is the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Steve Perry gets a restraining order. A judge has granted him one against this dude Phil Brown, who apparently recorded some of Perry's music back in 1991. These are unreleased tracks, and I believe Mr. Brown was trying to piggyback on the success of Steve Perry's latest album called Traces, which is available at Target and makes a wonderful holiday gift. Get the 15-song version rather than just the 10 songs. Little plug there for the album. What's very curious to me, and I know some people really hate when I bring this up, but Perry was supposed to be, remember, toasty, done with music, all of this stuff. 87, he says goodbye. 4 years later, this guy Phil Brown is recording music in a garage or something. I don't know, something about this doesn't really add up. I'm under the impression that Steve Perry really never ever let go of music completely. I think music to Steve Perry was his lifeblood. It was a way for him to kind of throw those emotions out there and get whatever he needs said out there in music. You can hear it on his second solo album where he writes songs right at his former bandmates on the album. And then, of course, he comes back with Trial by Fire after a phone call, and then we know the rest. But he was busy up until 2006 doing backup vocals and so forth, and I believe Traces probably started around 2009. It stopped, and then it restarted. I think Kelly probably was the impetus for him to get the thing out there, which he has, but I don't think Steve Perry ever gave up on music. I know this narrative, this story that's being told out there is like a 30-year hiatus from music, and it's just not true. It's just, But anyway, getting back to the lawsuit, pretty cool that Perry blocks this. Big victory. The judge in the case said this guy can't release the music, so we shall see if this guy, Phil Brown, moves forward and tries to get this music out there. I would imagine Steve Perry has much deeper pockets and can fight this, and knowing Steve Perry, the perfectionist that he is, and the fact that he probably doesn't want anything mediocre getting out there. I also think this does, in one way, if it doesn't get out there, it kind of protects the narrative that he's created for himself, because people will forget about this. Because the music, maybe he recorded the music back in the 80s and this guy was in his garage mixing it in the 90s. We don't know. We don't know the full story of this. So I think what Steve Perry is trying to do is just, quality control. That's what he's trying to do here. And the fact that this guy probably is set to make a few bucks off of this, but how much would he really make? I mean, Traces is doing well, but Traces hasn't sold 1 million copies or anything like that. And I would think there would be only a small curiosity for the hardcore fans to hear what this stuff is. Maybe it's a bigger curiosity than I think, but for the most part, I think people were pretty satisfied when Traces came out, and at least for the time being, Perry rumored to have more music in the till. Don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out, as we always do with Steve Perry. All right, done with this video. Be back soon. See you then.